Sony announced this week that they're laying off 900 people across all of their major studios. Naughty Dog, Insomniac, they were included as well. They're closing their PlayStation London studio entirely, so that's probably going to cease to exist in the next couple of weeks.
Crazy.
And apparently, through all of this like craziness, there was actually a live service Twisted Metal game that was in development that's being canceled as well. So a lot of casualties that kind of got put in the middle of this, just this whole redundancy thing. So, Wayne, I'll roll to you first, man. How you feel about all this shit dropping?
Bro, again, I just like. I understand. So my girlfriend, for a little bit of background on me, my girlfriend is in the tech space. She's trying to become a web developer. Like she's in the whole coding area, like that type shit, right? And so she's like going through work and like talking to people. She was actually able to meet up with somebody who worked at a video game company, and he was explaining like the layoffs to her. And from my understanding in that conversation, there was like a lot of people overhired. And now we're seeing a lot of the shit drop off because people aren't in the pandemic. They're not playing video games as much. And it was just like, it's just wild to me that like, first off, 900 people getting eliminated is bananas to me. Like every week, it feels like there's mass layoffs. And it's almost always on the back of a very successful game. Like a very successful game will drop and then they'll lay people off right after. And it's nasty. I've still yet to hear about people taking pay cuts. I think that should be first thing. Like if you would have told me Sony is laying off 900 people and a lot of the board and the top brass are taking a % cut on their income, then I'd be like, okay, at least they tried to do something. The fact that you coming home, you're like, yo, we did amazing, bros. I'm gonna go take a whole month vacation to the slopes. I'm gonna be hitting, I'm gonna be in Aspen. Everybody in this building, clear your shit out. We sold you guys off. Like that's the shit that be blowing me. It's like there's no way y'all are living good lives and when your people are starving.
And just to add color to that too, Jim Ryan, who's literally leaving PlayStation at the end of this year or whenever he's supposed to leave, he's supposed to be gone. He literally is like gonna have his whole payouts, all that stuff. He's probably gonna be worth like 250 million as he leaves. And this man was
that's a lot.
He was sitting there shaking hands with everybody at PlayStation Studios like in London 5 days before, and now gone. You know what I'm saying? As of yesterday when it happened?
Damn.
Kaput. The whole thing is
crazy.
Not there. But go ahead, one. Continue.
Bro, like like that, and like that's perfect. Like yo, like you guys are really, you got 200. Like there should be no like these people who are getting fired. They're getting maybe if they're lucky, a severance package. A lot of the times they're not. And you're telling me motherfuckers like Jim Ryan are leaving and they're getting paid money on the way out? Why? He don't work for you no fucking more. Imagine if I went back to the AMC and was like, yo, remember when I got fired? Like, where's my payout? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't getting no bread on the way out. Bro, they would arrest me. What are we talking about? What are you getting paid for? Like, what did you do, Jim Ryan? What did you do? You're doing such a good job. You had 900 people losing their jobs. I don't think you need that bread on the way out, brother. Like, I'm gonna need you to slide that shit over to the people who are actually making the fucking games.
Yeah, right. What does he even do?
He was their CEO. But what do any executives do really besides lay people
he's
off
the
and
CEO.
collect bonuses?
Yeah, they top off the board of directors. That's their job. They top him off, and then they're like, "Oh, good job, brother. Here's $1 billion." And then we still have a shit ton of problems on PlayStation. Like y'all service is ass, but hey, shout out to Jim Ryan. Because that's what when I think of PlayStation, that's what I think of. I think of Jim Ryan. I don't think about Santa Monica. I don't think about the developers who make the games. I'm like that boy Jim Ryan. Where would we be without him?
Shit is so ass. But nah, Richie, I guess just with that and in general, all the receding of activity, you know what I'm saying, all the redundancies, the layoffs and stuff like that in the gaming industry. How you been feeling about shit lately?
So I'm not too familiar on the Sony thing, but I do know gaming and just tech businesses in general, like people are just getting laid off. Even bro, one of my homies, like I went to high school with this man. He just got laid off recently from his tech job. So like it's ass to like see it happen and like read these articles and stuff like that, because it's like, damn, like the economy's already shit. Now people getting laid off on top of that. And then like it's one thing to see that, and then it's a whole different thing to like know somebody personally that got laid off, because it's like, damn, bro, like this shit really hitting home now. Like it's crazy. And it's wild because it's like even though I'm unemployed right now, I'm unemployed at Twitch.tv. My everything else besides like my content creator stuff is like in the tech space. So seeing that is just telling me like, damn, like do I even want to like go out there and like look for a job right now? Is it even appropriate? Is it a good time to do that? Like it's terrible. And I feel bad for a lot of these people, bro, because like I said, the economy shit. So getting laid off, which I'm assuming was abrupt, is gonna be ass unless you got like a helping hand or something, bro. Or if you got like that savings saved up.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a lot of savings saved up, man.
Some real shit. Trust,
especially like when you consider like the quality of life that some of them people have, right? Getting laid off is really gonna fuck some people over, and that's sad to see. It's
just in the name of the hubris of a lot of these motherfuckers in the gaming company making these decisions. Again, literally what we've been saying on this podcast since the layoffs really started hitting in waves from last year. They're doing this only because they misstepped and were too greedy in the pandemic era, in the lockdown era. They were like, oh shit, everybody's at home, let's get all these jobs and let's do boom, 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 opening. You know what I'm saying? Have this stuff, open these offices when they're ready to like get out or whatever, and we should be good. And they realized, oh, the economy's not gonna, you know what I'm saying, work with us since we hired all these people. Oh, we gotta get rid of them. Boom. You know what I'm saying? And people are paying the price for the hubris and greed that these corporations have. And it just sucks seeing it time and time again. And it is also funny because I think people don't see it. And there was a comment on a video on one of our videos. I think it was Embracer or something like that. The Embracer video. Shout out youtube.com/@NoCooldown. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't listening, check that out. Shameless plug. But there was a comment, and then somebody was like, "I don't mind the layoffs." You know what I'm saying? Get rid of non-essential people. You have no idea what the internet.
What the fuck is non-essential?
Exactly.
That's crazy.
One, if you want to go in the bare definition, gaming is a fucking non-essential space. If you wanted to be literal,
what
if you want to be
about?
fucking literal, you idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a non-essential space. What do you mean? And if you want to dive into, I guess, the subjectivity of that word in the gaming space, you don't know the inner workings of these companies and the talent that's there that actually make the operation go round. You don't understand who is in what position, who has what experience, and how these teams are formed, and what chemistry and actual, like, again, semblance of ideas these people have to actually make good games, to actually have games come out that are profitable and enjoyable more often than not. And most importantly, like, I think that's an underrated aspect that people outside of the development sphere, and again, anybody who's not a developer, that's something that they should at least have perspective on when they look at games, if they're like making content, like deep content creation about games, or at least looking at them intently to talk shit about them online. You should at least understand what you're looking at, or at least attempt to. Like, I think chemistry is a very understated thing, and actual stability is a very understated thing that gamers don't mention. Because you see how Nintendo drops all these games. Before I even say Nintendo, you see how
this is a great example.
Elden Ring dropped a masterpiece beforehand. First, Elden Ring dropped a masterpiece. You know why? Because most of that team has been around each other for several years. What's it called? Final Fantasy VII, Rebirth and Remake, both of them. People are giving it rave reviews, crazy reviews. Final 7, the remake, they was loving it down. You know why? Because most of the talent that was there for the original series were around to still be on it in some form, whether to consult, whether to actively be in development. You know what I mean? Like, them from the beginning, people from the beginning were there to actually have a guiding hand and move it there. The talent was still there to provide ideas, and there's enough new talent to come in and provide a fresh take and you know, produce at the scale that they need to. Chemistry and stability for the people that actually make the game happen. That's what's important to the industry, to have quality shit. Now, motherfuckers want, you know what I'm saying, wonder why you get shitty games all the time. You wonder why Call of Duty failed to shit. You wonder why XYZ. Because the important people in those positions and the people that provided the chemistry to make the game great left, or they got fired. And you bring these new people who don't have a clue. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta train them. You gotta train them. You gotta put them in a schedule, put them in a team, and put them right to work. You gotta ramp them up on a completely new world that they don't know. And it gets deep. This shit gets treacherous. Again, Nintendo. Why Nintendo could put out so many first party bangers for the most part? Again, Pokemon aside, you know what I'm saying? Pokemon performance wise.
Right, this is not with Game Freak.
Game Freak and performance is a whole different thing. But outside of that, how they can put out so many great first party titles consistently? Do you know how often? You know what I'm saying? Like, probably Nintendo has had layoffs in the past couple of years, of course, but in comparison to everybody else and how quickly they've done it, I feel like Nintendo, over the history of again their gaming life, they've managed to keep their teams together for longer. The chemistry has always been there. At least they've had the pool of knowledge, you know what I'm saying, the actual depth of knowledge across their teams to provide like again experiences that are consistent and actually build on it because they have the knowledge of what came before it in depth. You know what I'm saying? Experts, because they know it, because they've been it, they've lived it, they breathed it, and they can pass that on to new people in the team and translate it into new experiences going down the line. That consistency, people don't understand. And if
I'm getting laid off, I wouldn't mind getting laid off from Nintendo.
So yeah, because
I know they making sure they people right.
Yeah, 100. And again, God rest his soul, Iwata. This man took a pay cut. To make sure other people was good because he knew the people.
That's lit.
They need to be taken care of. They had to have been taken care of. You know what I'm saying? And we're not going to see that today because that's just greed and hubris.
No,
and stuff like that,
never.
especially not in the Western world. But
oh yeah, definitely not here.
It's just funny how there's a lot of gamers out there who see this and don't understand how bad this is for the gaming industry. I'm not talking about
it is,
and I'll even take it to, again, not even having perspective on the entire cycle of it and the people who actually make it good, not just from a human level, from a product level. I'll put it to their minute, again, perspective. Just from a product level, the games that you play will more than likely get worse because the flow of development will be that disjointed that people working on the game, you know what I'm saying, are ousted, and then people who are still working on the game, who are still in a job, have so much more pressure now because all the responsibilities of those 900 people that left, now they fall on you. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's no way 900 people went through an interview process. Like 900 people saw a job description, applied, and then like there's no way 900 unessential people got a job. That doesn't make any sense in any capacity.
Right.
Like that is absurd. That shit blows me when people say that shit. And it is just funny because like y'all get mad about shit like Suicide Squad, like, oh, this game could have been so much better. It's like, well, it could have been better, but the motherfuckers didn't have people to work on this shit because they all left.
The funniest shit, literally the founders left the studio. If that was not a red flag to you, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, you should see the signs. You should not be dumb. Yeah, again, for people that didn't see the news reports, I understand. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? You just didn't see it as it happened. But people who know about all the red flags that have happened during the development process and are still shitting on the game full press and not at least having context of what came before it, you're stupid. You're stupid.
Yeah, you know what? I got a little bit more empathy for that game now.
Yeah,
it's still ass, but now I understand why it's ass.
It's always fine to be like, yo, this shit sucks. Like, it's valid to give criticism, but it's like that's the shit that people don't know about. Like, even like these layoffs, like this shit isn't gonna be just like, oh, 900 people got laid off. This might be a shaky year. This will be a shaky 5 years. This is going to affect every game in development with anybody, because even if it's one person from your team, even if it's fucking Frank was a guy who had the brilliant idea in Helldivers to fucking make all the stratagems fucking up, down, left, right, the cool ass fucking idea. It was his idea. He's gone now. We are never getting ideas from fucking Frank again. Now Helldivers 3 may suffer because we don't have that innovation or whatever the fuck. Like, that's the thing that people don't understand. There is no if I'm handing out fucking coffees at the fucking studio and that's my fucking job, and it gets people to work better because they don't have to walk all the way to the 3rd floor to get the fucking coffees, is that not fucking essential? Because now you don't have to waste fucking time. But people don't get that. Like, y'all, hey, enjoy. You know, like, enjoy. If you think layoffs are a good idea, hey, bucko, I don't know. Maybe I just got a different idea of what a good business would look like.
Honestly, bro.
Yeah.
It's just
because honestly, like, I don't know if this is like statistically true, but just critically thinking, I would assume that the businesses that have long-term workers that actually enjoy their working environment, those are going to be the most successful places to work at.
Yes, because even like in Nintendo, I remember, like, I think it might have been you. I can't remember. I don't want to give credit where credit isn't due, but I remember them saying, like, how could I possibly tell my team, hey, I am getting a fucking what's the word for it? Damn, I just literally lost my train of thought. But it's like, how can I convince my game director to give me the best performance possible when his job may not be guaranteed in a couple months? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not
like, how can you put your all into your projects if you know you about to be up out of there?
Exactly, bro.
It's like knowing you about to get evicted, bro.
Like why? If I'm getting kicked out, bro. Like when I knew I was on the way out of my job, I was not working. I was not working to the best of my ability. I was looking for other jobs. Like why would I spend
it's
the
like,
time?
what's the point? All my hard work is gonna be gone once I'm out of here. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Shit is so fucking stupid. It's just stupid, man.
It's crazy. I wanted to touch on this earlier, but I didn't want to get into it too early.
Nah,
but that's also why indie games are thriving right now.
Facts. Even more than they already have been, because there's actual. And again,
the AAA scene is just falling apart, bro. So the indie games are just rising up now.
And as they should, because again, for the past at least minimum decade, really, indie games have stood up. And carried the gaming industry. I don't care what you say. As much as I love the big blockbuster experiences, indie games have kept this shit running in terms of actual quality and creativity, innovation, bringing a different experience and spin on things, and changing how people could see shit. That's a real backbone. That's what drives the industry forward. And yeah, at a AAA level, shit is cooked. AAA level shit been cooked, bro. Again,
it's been reps.
Archaic, formulaic, they do the same shit. They're gonna not bottle anything, and they're just gonna do whatever's in their best business interest, and that's gonna come at a cost to how we actually perceive and enjoy games. Like again, all I'm saying is this crushing down and all this pushing for the bottom line, that's cooked a lot of games that y'all love. For me, the reason why I think niggas ain't fuck with Spider-Man 2 as much last year, it seems like it probably came a little bit earlier than it should have, in my opinion. And that's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's only one of the things. I did
hear that it felt a little like unfinished compared to the other one.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, it's just the constraints because of business first. And you see it.
Guess who dropped it?
You see
fucking Sony.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, we have Last of Us Part 2 remastered. Don't make me stop. Don't.
Bro, I'm tired of those. I'm tired of these niggas, bro.
They
already got a show.
Yeah,
what more do they need?
Dog. When say what she was gonna say, bruh, before I get heated.
No, like that's when you said that, I was like, it was funny when you said the thing about The Last of Us Part 2 remastered. In my mind, I was like, damn, bro, you can't say that after I just said nobody's not essential. What the fuck, Tripp? Like I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like, goddamn. I will say, and I stand by this. The remasters are cool because there's certain things in the accessibility space that make it so that other people can play the game who weren't originally able to play it before. But I will also say Last of Us Part 2 had a lot of good options already. It is a cool thing. $60, suck my dick. But, you know, like, to each their own. But yeah, no, it's funny. And it's really funny that, like, the AAA scene is cooked and all the games that are cool are fucking indie games. Even Helldivers, a $40 game. Like, that shit is the biggest game. Like, Helldivers and Palworld both had server issues. Like, not many games be having these server issues off jump because so many people are playing them. Like it's kind of nuts.
But you see it though. Everybody, the demand is clamoring for something that's just fucking fun. If we don't care about your formulas and your old models to make shit happen and bring this back from 2003, can you make it good? Actually, definitively good in essence. Can you make something that people want to fucking play? That's it.
Everything's
we care about
got
the
a
experience.
gimmick now, bro.
And again, it's all coming from the top executives telling people to make these decisions, and developers who want to make dope shit and actually bring great experiences are shoehorned. They can't do anything. That's why you see all this talent leaving and going to smaller studios. That's why David Vonderhaar, you know what I'm saying, dipped and just made Bullet Farm. He's making a brand new co-op game. That's why it's just the AAA level is bottlenecking what games can be now.
I'm so glad they're falling apart. I'm so glad.
Honestly, again, the only drawback is a lot of great people and a lot of great talent are getting uprooted from their livelihoods and jobs. That's the only thing that pisses me off about it. They're the first to go when these companies should be reevaluating how they make all this shit.
Yeah, because it's not the developers' fault. They really should. It shouldn't be like, man, this game did bad. Let's dump the developers. It's like, man, this game did bad. Whose idea was it? It's like, oh, it's fucking Bill, the guy who's getting $1 bajillion doing nothing. It's like, why the fuck are we listening to him? Like when again, last time I'm bringing up Nintendo, Mr. Iwata, but like when the Wii U, he was like, yo, I don't know if it was him, but it was their idea. how is it my fault that y'all like the Riot thing when Riot laid off all of the people who made the Riot Forge games, so all the League of Legends games that aren't League of Legends, when they fired all those people, it's like, yo, imagine getting fired for an idea that wasn't yours. Like the people at the top said, let's make these games, let's make these League of Legends games, yeah. And then you make them
crazy.
You make some pretty solid games, and they're like, oh, they didn't sell the way we wanted to. Yeah, y'all fired, bro. This is y'all fault. Like,
Yeah,
it was
nah,
your
that's
idea.
actually
What do you
crazy.
mean? Like, that shit is OD.
I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, but I wanna well, one, I'll say this before we get to my last point on this. There was that live service Twisted Metal game that got canceled. I'm sorry, I can keep that. I did not want any live service Twisted Metal. I will be real. I'm gonna say that from my heart. I'm not gonna lie. I did not want
I gotta
that
look this up.
at all.
It could have been cool. Like, I played a little bit of Twisted Metal. It could have been. I'm not saying that shit would have been.
Listen, again, I don't.
Live service is nasty. Live service is nasty.
I'm okay. I do not need it. I
But
did not need
Twisted
that
Metal
one.
was a cool
Twisted
franchise.
Metal cool, but you know what I'm saying, it's not gonna, you know what I'm saying, I don't think it's gonna pan out. But apparently there was another co-op game that might be in jeopardy because of this too. I don't know if it's even gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be shifted to another studio or just completely ousted. That's a whole nother thing. But my last point on this is, again, there was a tweet from 2020. There's a dude on Twitter. His name was Man Fight Dragon. This is from November 29th, 2020, talking about Sean Layden's speech from 2014's E3 PlayStation. Sean Layden was the then CEO before he went out, and he was talking about a game. I forgot what the game was, but he was like, "Yo, this game." And I'll bring up the quote. He said, "Quote: It wasn't a multi-million seller, but that's not the point." And he was talking about how it was a very good, innovative experience that again opened a lot of things up for gamers. It was something different that provided again a different, enriching experience. And it's funny how far PlayStation has strayed from that path. It's funny how gaming has strayed far from that path. It doesn't have to be a multi-million seller, but is it something that you're proud of? Is it something that you can put, you know what I'm saying, your hat on, say at the end of the day, this was a good experience? And now it's not, development isn't for the sake of making a great game anymore. It's for the sake of, you know what I'm saying, just piling in the money train, fixing the bottom line up and making a blockbuster experience, and again raking in the dough from the largest gaming entertainment medium on earth. Like, that's literally it. They want to rake in that cash. Just specifically at this AAA level. Again, specifically at this level. Indie and below, that's a different story. But at the largest level where gaming is presented the most, where it's in the mainstream, it's just this fucking greed. It's just the greed that runs it all, and it's running into the fucking ground. But yeah, all right. That's all I got. Any more? I'm all tuckered out on slander for that. All right. Yeah, let me recharge. I'll recharge in a couple topics.
I think it was well said, bro.
Yeah.
The layoffs suck. These CEOs, they suck. AAA games, their ass. Indie games, we up.
Hey, that's real shit.
Now, I gotta say, bro, Power World and fucking
Helldivers, bro.
That is the most. That's the most fun I've had on games in a long time, bro.
Bro,
yeah.
Not saying that the games I was playing before that were bad, but like, I have to consciously tell myself to get off of these games, especially Power World. Right.
Bro.
I woke up one day and I was literally on Power World for like 16 hours. I didn't eat, use the bathroom, or drink water, bro. Like, that's how bad it was.
That's when you know you got some good shit on your hands, bro. When you can deny basic bodily functions to play the game and just lock in.
Bro,
that's when you know
I stood up and I felt like I was in space.
Bro, that's happened to me with Red Dead. That's the funny thing though, is like, when you think about these experiences like that, it's like, man, it's just, you don't really get that often. You don't get games like that often. And we've gotten 2 of those in 1 year, and they've both been under $30. Like, bro, that's crazy.
Dead ass. I made a tweet the other day. I was like, I need some bullshit to drop so I can start complaining, because gaming is too good right now.
I see that tweet. Yeah. Yeah, bro, that's facts.
It's too good.
And they don't know, bro. This year's about to be chock full of these, like, again, the dope mid-range experiences in terms of price range, AA games and all that stuff like that. Wait till Tales of Kingdra drop. Wait till Zao drop. These motherfuckers don't even know. Listen, shit is gonna be, again, very, very treacherous at the AAA level. But love to all the devs who've been getting uprooted, man. Hopefully I can find some dope shit to work on next, and that everything works out for y'all.